Hi there everybody, Ricky Cool here with another video in my series Practice Tips. And what I'm going to do today follows on from my last video where I was looking at how you can combine different techniques that you might be working on into one exercise so that you maximize a limited amount of practice time. And I would urge you to watch that video first before this one, if you can, because they do sort of follow on from one another. That video was based on the idea of exercises that utilize the major scale playing in first position on a diatonic harmonica. And this one's in the key of C. So I'm talking about a C major scale, starting from hole 1, working through all the way up to hole 10. So we're using the whole range of the harmonica. Now, once you've got your C major scale mastered, or your major scale if you like, because this will work on any key of harmonica, then a great way of practicing those notes of the major scale is to take a tune or song that you're familiar with that only uses the notes of the major scale and only uses them in one octave. So what do I mean by that? Well, if I use my melodica to help me, the C major scale on the melodica is just the white notes. And that is one octave. So whatever tune it is, the notes have got to fall within that spacing, okay, and not go above and not go below. And there are lots of tunes that actually do that, and lots of songs that do that, folk songs, hymns and the like. But one that I'm hoping that a lot of you will be familiar with is When the Saints Go Marching In. And it's a great tune for a harmonica player to learn, because you can play it in first position, you can play it in second position, you can do all sorts of things with it. And if you don't believe me, have a look at the series of videos that has been done by a brilliant harmonica player from Chicago, Joe Falisco, where he plays When the Saints Go Marching in a whole range of different styles. So we're going to try and do this by ear if we can. If you know the song, then I urge you to try and do this and learn it by ear. If you really can't do it that way, I have got it all tabbed out, and I'll put this up at the end of the video so that you can take a screenshot. So we've got the middle register of the harmonica here with the words underneath it to help you, because that's where we're going to start. Then we've got the upper register of the harmonica, and then, which we're going to do second, and then the lower register of the harmonica, which is going to include a note bend. So each place we play the tune is going to have its own challenges. Right, starting in the middle register, we start on hole 4 and get the tune firmly fixed in your head. There's my starting note. So okay, so, and you'll have noticed there are a couple of little fluffs in there. One of the important things about this and about practicing in general is, if you can get into the habit of carrying on when you make a mistake, it'll be a musical skill that will really serve you well, because that's one thing you're going to have to do if you ever get playing in front of a band or playing with other musicians. You know, they're not going to stop every time you make a mistake. And you wouldn't want to do that anyway in a performance, because sometimes the audience don't even realise you've made a mistake. They don't always know, so you can carry on and bluff your way through. So, middle register. Coming to the upper register, the challenge here is the layout of the notes. From holes 1 to hole 6 on a diatonic harmonica, Richter tuned, the draw notes are higher than the blow notes. From hole 7 to hole 10, the draw notes are lower. So the way you play the tune won't be the same. I mean, if I try to play it the same as I played in the middle register, this is what happens. So that draw note isn't going to help me. I've got to actually move to the next hole and do the draw note. So, okay, so here we go with When the Saints Go Marching in the upper register. And you can hear there's a few little fluffs and mistakes, and by no means a great performance, but I carried on. Okay, moving to the lower register, as I said, we have a note bend to contend with here, and when we play the first 4 notes, my third note is hole 2 bent down a tone or a full step. So just so that you understand exactly what I mean, hole 1 on the my harmonica is here, hole 1 blow, hole 2 blow. Now 2 draw would normally give me this, same as 3 blow. I've got to get this. So I've got to bend my 2 draw note from here to here. This is a half step. This is a half step. So miss the black note out. I'm doing a full step. In musical terminology, this is a semitone, this is a semitone, this is a tone. Okay, so I'm bending hole 2 down a full step or a tone. Here we go. And there's some challenges in there, because at one point in that last night part of the song, when the saints go marching in, I've got to hit that hole 2 draw as a bent note. Okay, so there's the tune, played in all 3 octaves that we can play it in on the harmonica. So to finish off, I've found a backing track which is great for this. The backing track's got 4 verses, so it'll give me a chance to play all 3 octaves and then have a little bit of an improvise, have a little bit of a mess around with it. To find it, if you Google YouTube search When the Saints Go Marching In, simple guitar backing track, key C. It's quite fast, but don't forget in YouTube you can go to the settings, the cogwheel, and you can adjust the playing speed. So another thing about this as well that's going to be great practice for you is understanding the counting. So let's have a listen to it. So we get click, 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 space, bass guitar, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Oh, when the... Hopefully that will help you come in at the right time. So it's click, 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 space, and then you play. Here we go. Right, starting in the middle register. Upper register. Lower register. Improvisation. It's a weird old ending on this. But there we go. When the Saints go marching in. In the next video, we're going to be looking at how we can use octaves and splits and make this a bit more interesting still. So I hope you have enjoyed that. I hope you can have a bit of fun with this as well when you're practicing it. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. And I'll see you for part 2. Bye for now.